Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I have a great story about an HOA Karen who called the cops on my dog, but when the K9 unit arrived, she froze. I do want to point out that this is another case of a dog being falsely accused. She was not chasing or harassing this woman at all. This is her lying to the police. Just like in the last story I had, where the old lady lied and said the dog bit her, but it never did. I'm sure there's plenty more stories like this where the dog never bit the person, but they claim it did because they were trying to get rid of the dog or something like that. So please be aware, if you ever get into a situation like this, don't let them take your dog. If they try to fight for your dog, okay? Because sometimes these people are full of crap and they're trying to steal your dog or something. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin. Karen was having problems with my dog again. My dog was outside by the road on the other side. Karen comes running up to me. "Your dog is harassing me," I said. "She's not harassing you." "Why?" "She's sitting there." Then she started cussing me out. She goes, "I've had enough of this BS. I'm calling the cops." I go, "Whatever. You do what you gotta do." So off she goes. About 3 minutes later, the cop car pulls up. I step out of my truck, talk to the cop. He asks me what happened. I told him. She said my dog was harassing her. He looks over at my dog. She's still sitting there, tail between her legs. "Okay, ma'am. I appreciate you calling. Have a nice day." He gets back in his car, and he drives off. About 2 minutes after that, another cop car pulls up. I didn't do anything wrong, so I just stood there talking to the first officer, while the second one came up to me. "Do you know why I'm here?" I asked. "Because you called the cops." He says, "No, you did." "I did not." "You did." "I didn't." "You did." He starts getting really mad. I remain calm. I knew I didn't do anything wrong. Then he tells me he's gone, "Nah, need to see some ID." And he has gone, "Nah, you need to ask me some questions." We go through the questions. Still he can't find anything wrong. He's looking through my windows, looking everywhere. He finally gives me back my license and registration and he leaves. So the first cop comes over. He says, "Sir, we got a problem." I asked, "What happened?" He says, "The lady over there is now saying my dog lunged at her and tried to bite her." So then he goes to Karen and she's freaking out. She's yelling and screaming, "He almost bit me, he almost bit me." She's going crazy. The cop puts her in the cop car and he asks me if I want to press charges for false police report and filing a complaint. I said, "Sure." She comes running up to the cop car and she sees the second cop holding my dog. She goes, "Oh my God, the dog's not even leashed up." The officer had unclipped the leash from around the post and was holding onto it to keep my dog from running up on her. "You got to put that leash back on. She could attack me." Cop puts her back in the car, takes my information, and then he gets in his car and drives off. About 20 minutes later, another cop shows up. He has a big dog with him. It's a German Shepherd. I assume it's a narcotics dog. He comes up behind me and asks me if I'm the owner of this dog. I said, "Yes, I am." He says, "Can I ask you some questions?" I said, "Sure." So he asked me, "This dog has been reported to be vicious and aggressive. Do you know if there's any truth to that?" I said, "Not that I know of. She hasn't shown aggression towards anybody that I've seen." He says, "Well, today's the day we're going to find out." And then he sends the dog around me, checking me out, sniffing me, licking me, and then he has me bend down and put my arms up over my head. He pats my dog, and then he lets the dog sniff my arms and hands. After he does that, he asks me to sit on the ground while he talks to the dog. Once he lets the dog off, he comes up to me and he asks me, "Can I see inside your truck real quick?" I said, "Sure." He looks around in my truck. He finds nothing. He goes, "All right, thank you for your time today." He gets in his car and drives off. About 5 minutes later, the first cop comes back. He's smiling at me. He says, "I just wanted to let you know that Karen got arrested for filing a false police report." I said, "Really? What happened?" He says, "She got charged and she's going straight to jail." I said, "Oh, well, thank you for letting me know." He says, "Yeah, no problem. Just wanted to let you know she's not going to be bothering you anymore." And then he drives off. At that point, I start laughing. I couldn't believe she actually thought she could get away with that. So the cop who took Karen away comes back with a smile on his face. "Do you know how she responded when I told her she was getting arrested?" I said, "How?" He says, "She turned white as a sheet. All the air went out of her, and she just looked at me and she froze." I said, "Yep, I know exactly what you mean." I started laughing again at us. The second time this month that somebody called the cops on me and my dog, and it didn't work out for them. They got arrested for filing a false police report. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta laugh at these situations. I'm sure the dog's fine. The officer that was there with the canine unit was really cool about everything. He knew my dog wasn't doing anything wrong. The other officers were cool too. They all seemed to think it was pretty funny. I mean, I'd rather have cops like that. At least they have a good sense of humor, and they can laugh at these situations. Otherwise, you'll get some bad ones and they'll take your dog or something. But I think this Karen got what was coming to her. She was just trying to harass me. But when she tried to harass me, it ended up backfiring on her. So hopefully this gives everybody a good laugh. And until next time, take care of your dogs. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching.